Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you to your very own channel Astro Assurance. Welcome to the most comprehensive database on Vedic astrology, and I am saying this almost 3 years after putting in number of videos, the number of series that this channel operates of planets in different signs in the D9 chart, in different houses in the D9 chart, the Dharakaraka in different houses, Atmakaraka in different houses, D1 chart, D9 chart, planets in conjunction with each other, planets in places from each other, planets in transits from each other. That's right. Today we are starting a new series which is planets when they transit over other planets on the natal position. What results do they give? How do they manifest? No other channel, and I repeat, and I can say this with a lot of confidence and with a lot of authority, no other channel than Astro Assurance. This channel gives you the most comprehensive available database on the number of combinations, permutations and different denotations of Vedic astrology. For example, number of channels that you will find will talk about individual placements of planets in the D9 chart. They never link it to the planetary placement in the D1 chart, or hardly. Almost all my videos, when I talk about the placement of planets in the D9 chart, I always link them back to the D1 chart because it's important. Why? Because planets can be placed in 15 to 20 different placements in your D1 chart and yet be in the same placement in your D9 chart. Say for example, Mars in the first house in the D9 chart can be in the first house in the D9 chart in various combinations when it is in the D1 chart. How can we completely negate the D1 chart when you look at the D9 chart? So I am saying this with a lot of authority that the number of videos that you get on this channel, most number of videos, even those people who have been operating since 7, 8, 9, 10 years will not have the number of videos that are available on this channel Astro Assurance. The number of yoga doshas we have talked about, conjunctions we have talked about, placements in different houses that we have talked about, the number of videos that we have on relationship, the number of videos that we have on planetary placement in the nakshatras of other planets, the number of videos that we have on career placements, the number of research material that we have on nakshatras, on the amount of energies in nakshatras. If you are born in a certain ascendant, in certain D9 ascendants, which energies are negated and the reasons behind that. You show me one channel which has more number of videos and more number of permutations and combinations, and I will give it to you. Now, coming to the topic of today, very important topic. But before we go on to the topic, please my friends, you have been enjoying my videos since 3 years. And I find when I look at the analytics of any video on this channel, 50% of the videos are being watched by those people who have subscribed, and 50% of the videos are being subscribed, or the same video is being watched by almost 50% of the people who have not subscribed to my channel. You enjoy the content of any channel, leave alone mine. What happens is you don't even give credit. If you have truly enjoyed the content of the channel, and if you think that the channel is useful to you, those videos are useful to you, how does it not help by forwarding that video or sharing that video or at least liking that video? Because then YouTube takes the onus of then spreading the channel or promoting the channel and promoting the video to many more people. Through that, other people will also be able to see that video. You earn good karma when you do that. Why do you lose the opportunity of earning good karma? Do you think you have immense good karma because of which your life is perfect? If not, every small sign that you can do, small thing that you can do to earn good karma, please use that. Please earn more good karma by subscribing to the channel. Please like this video and please share this video. This has astrology will anyways gain his good karma. You will be bereft of the good karma. Please use this opportunity. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Okay, now coming to the topic of the day. I am talking about when a planet, when it transits over the natal position of other planets in the horoscope. We know that every horoscope will have 9 planetary energies placed in different houses. So when a planet which is transiting over any of these planets gives a certain kind of denotation, manifestation, it is important for us to look into it and understand it holistically. If a planet is transiting over an empty house, of course the manifestation will be slightly different. However, when it is transiting over the natal position of a planet, sometimes its own, for example, Jupiter is placed in the Lagna, and in transit Jupiter is coming over the Lagna, that means it is coming to its return placement. If Jupiter is going over the third house and in your natal chart Sun is placed there, which means Jupiter is transiting over your natal Sun in your birth chart. So I want to start this new series where I'm going to talk about the placement of planets, the transit of planets over the natal position of other planets, and what are the manifestations and what are the denotations. I am starting off today with the most benefic planet, Jupiter. When it transits over the natal placement of other planets in your horoscope, what are the denotations, what are the manifestations, what are the opportunities, what are the new learnings. So let's jump into and start with Jupiter transiting over the natal position of Sun first. When Jupiter transits over the natal position of the Sun, it expands your leadership ability. It takes you to a higher realm where you can also take more accountability. It gives you more confidence. It also gives you confidence not only within yourself but also of authority figures of higher ups. In fact, it may also give so much confidence in your higher ups that they may even want to give you expanded roles, leadership roles. This also gives you the confidence of your family, your friends, your contact people, because they start finding you to be more mature, and sometimes because they find you to be more approachable, they find you to be more mature, they may also approach you for more advice, for guidance as well. This can be the turning point for the person on different perspectives of life, because Jupiter is going over Sun, the planet of accountability, the planet of leadership, the planet of responsibility, the planet of taking pride in taking responsibility. So this can be a turning point in terms of your perspective on your life goals, and this may also give an opportunity for a rise in fame. Why? Jupiter expands the results of the house and of the planet over which it is transiting. So Jupiter here will increase the opportunity for you to gain name, fame, authority, power, influence, and to be able to get a high name in arts, in education. Also to be able to demonstrate better a higher competence. The person, whoever has Jupiter going over the natal placement of the Sun, will also want to expand themselves both academically and even spiritually. Academically, the person may want to learn more, grow more, to be able to contribute furthermore, to take up more responsible position and tasks. Spiritually, the person may look at how his soul's journey has been so far, whether he has been able or he is carrying a baggage on his or her conscience, and whether they are comfortable in their skin, and what their achievements have been, how they have led their life so far. So this can be a turning point in your life with a leap towards higher things, bigger things, more responsible activities rather than things, and not only at a material level but even at a spiritual level. When Jupiter is transiting over the planet Mercury in your natal horoscope, in your birth horoscope, so here the planet of expansion, benefic nature, abundance, prosperity is going over the planet of intelligence, analytics, sharp intellect, and ability to be able to take logical decisions, thought through decisions, not on emotions but on data. So here the person's logic is expanded, his intellect is expanded, his analytical ability is also expanded. However, here absolute logic gives way to wisdom loaded logic, which means the person will not only be logical, cutthroat logic, but will be using wisdom along with logic. So this person comes across as more learned, and as a capacity of the person to influence others and communicate in a more refined manner, in a more logical manner, but also seeing a long-term perspective rather than a cutthroat logic. It's like a judge sending a first-time criminal to public service rather than to a correctional facility or sending the person directly to jail. And the person's learning may not just be academic but actual experiential learning, which adds to the growth of the person. teachers, parents, others may also see the person as different, as somebody who also has the wisdom along with the logical ability. So even a teacher who looks at a very intelligent student, when Jupiter transits over natal Mercury, will start to see the maturity coming in the logic of the person, how he or she deals with the teachers, how he or she deals with the parents. And this can give you different roles, how the energy of Jupiter manifests over Mercury. For example, this would be a customer service personnel who shows more maturity at being adept to handle different types of customer problems, sometimes vicious customers as well. In the communication process, the person is more measured, more productive, and leaves a deep impact on the other person. The person can see the logic but also the wisdom in how the person is tackling or handling the issues at hand. This is a person who will tend towards scientific research, service-oriented jobs, media, with social justice, law, teaching, guiding, animal care, and analytics. Now when Jupiter goes over the planet Venus in the natal chart, over the natal position or the birth position of Venus in the horoscope. Here Venus is nothing but Shukracharya. Shukracharya is also a guru. In fact, Shukracharya is the only guru who has the knowledge of Sanjeevani, the herb which can give you life. So Jupiter is also a adept guru, but in certain ways it is not as adept as Shukracharya in some wisdom. So here one guru is transiting over the other guru. However, Venus is also seen Shukranu, the ability to give life through intimacy, through romance, and to look at the material sides of life. So here the person becomes more wiser, more mature in looking at the material side of life, but may also think twice over whether the person wants to splurge money on wasteful activities, because here double the energy of two gurus is coming over. Jupiter will not allow splurging of activities on material things without due reason, and not only a wise reason but also logical reason. So this person may spend money wisely, whether on relations, whether on connections, whether on partnerships, or even rather than spending on expensive gizmos, this person may take a spiritual trip rather than going to, say, a Thailand. And this person may buy a gizmo but to learn, an audiobook or a Kindle to learn, rather than a PS4 or a PS5 or maybe PS8, whatever is going on nowadays. Or this person may look at love and affection not as a means to satiate the sexual urges, but to look at the higher realms of love, romance, the soul level connection. This person may indulge in the sexual act or intimacy as a means to exchange love rather than to exchange or to just to experience pleasure. And the sole intention of this person is to expand and grow the relationship and to get closer to the opposite person. This person may look at relations with a more wider and wiser perspective rather than just an emotional perspective or rather than just a sexual perspective. This person may reach out to others more and may give more to connect better and to expand the relationship. This person looks at more meaningful rather than superficial connections, may relook at romantic choices and their perspective of love. Look deep down into their perspective of love and ask, is this a wise perspective of looking at love and romance and intimacy? This person may propose to a person who they feel will complete them rather than satiate their emotional, rather than satiate their sexual urges. Looks is not so important when Jupiter is transiting over Venus, but personality becomes very important. And so this person may be enamored more by learning, by wisdom, maturity rather than looks alone. Such a person may also attract those from the opposite sex who are also longing for a more mature and long-term relationship rather than a fling. Now when Jupiter is transiting over natal moon, this is a Gachkesari yoga position. Though it's a pseudo Gachkesari yoga, it is kind of a temporary Gachkesari yoga in action or activated. So this is a transitory phase of Gachkesari yoga rather than a permanent one. So this activates the wisdom side of emotions, attachments, yearnings, and so this person may take a holistic approach to relations rather than a strictly emotional one. So wisdom is combined with the emotional aspect when Jupiter is transiting over natal moon. The person weighs the pros and cons of the relation so far, and this is a phase where a person may even break off a relationship if the person feels that this is not serving both the partners, not the person alone. And this is a very wise take and an approach to this is a very wise approach to emotional matters, and rather than only the emotional side of it, but a wise emotional side of it. So wisdom takes the upper hand rather than emotional decision during this phase. During this phase, good luck shines, good things happen, some of which may be planned, some of which may be unplanned. Assets come in more easily, loans get passed more easily, more tranquility at home, expansion of home, doing up the home improvement projects may also be undertaken. The phase creates a better understanding. This phase creates a better understanding of the person's life situation so far, and the person may take far-reaching decisions which can change the trajectory of life itself. During this phase, a newer learning which the person may feel more connected to rather than what has been going on so far, especially from the material perspective. When Jupiter is transiting over the natal position of Mars, the general, the fighter, the activity-oriented person, the goal-oriented person. So here, this person is a wiser general, a wiser fighter, a wiser manager, a wiser leader, a wiser project head. And so this person, when the Jupiter starts to transit over Mars for over a year, natal position of Mars, so this person starts re-looking at the criticism or the feedback he or she has so far received in terms of his or her leadership style, their aggression, their killer instinct, and they may also re-look at whether their leadership style, their aggression, their goals have so far met their objective or not. Have I met the objective that I set out? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wisely? Am I strategizing well? Am I rushing into challenges and issues without proper planning? Are these goals worthwhile? Is there some goal which is not worthwhile? Which should I leave behind? Should I prioritize my goals? Should I look at goals one at a time? Should I put so much energy in this manner? Do I have enough energy to last the entire project? Am I truly motivated by the project? All these questions come to the fore when Jupiter is transiting over natal Mars. And the person will look at how much his or her aggression has been truly beneficial to himself or herself, or the company, or the team, or even in a relationship with somebody. The person's instinct to dominate is expanded, but through a more holistic and wiser approach to winning rather than just to get ahead, and winning not at the cost of others but to win together. The person starts looking at various aspects of one's life, such as life's goals, purpose of life, health, reputation, etc. with a newfound wisdom. If need be, the person may change their track or their methodology and work on their ability to be able to lead others better, may seek counsel from higher ups and start afresh on certain attributes of his or her personality. Look at life's deeper meanings and issues and tries to dive deeper on issues and obstacles and roadblocks and challenges which they are coming up. This person is more thorough, more patient, and it has a look before you leap tendency. Curbs the tendency to rush into dangers, into projects, into unwanted actions, into wasteful activities, and takes time before taking a decision. Relooks at all the projects which he or she has taken on hand and then left them incomplete, and decides either to complete them, delegate them, dismantle them, close them before taking up new projects or new responsibilities. When Jupiter goes over the natal position of Saturn, Saturn is the planet of discipline, organized effort, servitude, serving, commitment, loyalty, following rules and regulations. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, but also being duty bound to dharma, to the higher realms of duty rather than the lower Saturnian ones. So when Jupiter goes over Saturn, it's a good combination of the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga getting activated, maybe only for a short duration of time. So this is a very patient worker, a leader, a manager who takes that stock of rules, will look at regulations, will look at processes, will look at SOPs, standard operating processes, and see whether they truly make sense or not. So far, when Saturn was left alone, the person was completely blindly following rules, being the disciplined soldier. Now when Jupiter is going over Saturn, Jupiter is questioning about, is this process good? Is this standard operating procedure good? Is this rule good? Should I adhere to it? Does it make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, we'll bring it to the notice of higher ups. We'll say, look again, this doesn't make sense. How about doing it this way? How about doing it some other way? And let's dismantle this SOP. Let's start a new one. And we'll also become a guide, advisor, counsel, as a guru, trying to explain what a new rule should be rather than following it blindly. And so this person will not blindly follow a commitment that the person has made, but this is the time to reflect on how many of rules and regulations, projects at hand, goals at hand really make sense. We'll lay down new systems and processes, proposes new one for consideration. Will also expand his or her ability to work with different team members and reflects on their own working style and as a contributing team member rather than following the rules and regulations of the team blindly. This person will work with senior leadership to iron out challenges, weak areas, and then focus on their own development to be able to be a better soldier to the organization, to the team on hand. This is the team member who now starts to demonstrate the maturity to be able to lead others than just being another team member, and also gets the support of the team members because now the person is also showcasing his or her maturity, his or her wisdom. So this person will also put up his or her hand up, asking for more responsibility, asking for an expanded role. If this person is already a leader, then will reflect on how much of a contributor he or she has been as a manager, as a leader, and as a doer himself, and has he or she been able to balance his or her role between the doer, the manager, and the leader. And because this activates the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, as I have said, this person is reflective of whether what the duties the person has done so far is a combination of dedication and responsibility and a change approach towards getting the task done. This is truly a coming of age worker, coming of age team member who is moving on to greater realms because of the wisdom oriented approach that the person is taking over now, because Jupiter is transiting over Saturn. Now when Jupiter is transiting over Rahu, the planet of jealousy, the planet of greed, the planet of hunger, the manipulator, the one who is very intelligent, very clever. So here, this is a very powerful transit where the Guru is meeting the Chandal. Remember, Guru and Rahu together is the Guru Chandal dosha, the Guru Chandal yoga. So this is the Chandal who start thinking whether he has achieved anything so far, because now wisdom is telling the person, rethink. Have you achieved anything? Which of all those things, the machinations you have tried, the tricks of the trade you have tried, the manipulations have you done? How much have they served you? And all the maneuvering that you have done to get ahead, and has it served you as a person? Has it served you as an employee? Has it served you as a professional? So this person starts to think wisely about their reputation, about their standing in the team and the department. What have they gained? How much has been lost reputation wise because of the Chandal they became? And will start to relook at the approach to work, approach to what gains they have made, approach to growth. And this person will start curbing their procrastination, curbing their jealousy, curbing their greed, curbing their unsatiated hunger, and to take stock on what to go further and what should be the path from here on. This is a person who will start working on building more trust, more capability, and more competency, and will want to learn to get ahead rather than try tricks of the trade. This person may take up new competency oriented programs, new classes, new certifications, and may also try unusual, different kinds of learning to be able to show their wisdom, show their ability, show their competence rather than just to charm the supervisors to get ahead. The person may approach new learning, new experiences, and depend on the confidence of the team members than just tact, and will depend on the competence of the team members rather than just tact. This person may travel to distant places to learn, may take up new projects, even at a distant place to gain more experience, may even join a new project, a new department, a new organization to learn and grow. So, tact with wisdom is the name of the game of this transit when Jupiter transits over natal Rahu. Now, when Jupiter is transiting over natal Ketu, the planet of negation, the planet of detachment, the planet of giving up, the planet of taking away, the planet even of losses. So here the wise Jupiter is going over natal Ketu. So it activates the wisdom to take a stock of how much have I sacrificed, how much have I given up, how much I have been detached from the results that I should have got, how much have I been detached from the results of the house where Ketu is placed in, how much of an effort have I put into that house to manifest the areas of that house, how much did I get back? Is it wise for me to focus my energies there? Is it wise to give up? Is it wise to balance between how much sacrifices I have done so far, how much I have given, and whether should I continue to make those sacrifices towards the relationship, towards this team, towards this partnership, towards this organization, towards the department, or towards the job? And when the person looks at the relationship, especially if the person feels I've given a lot, so this person may rethink whether the relationship is wise enough, whether the relationship is more giving and there is very little to receive. And sometimes the relationship may stand the test of time only when the person feels yes, it is a wise thing to continue, and if the foundation of the relationship is strong. If the person will also relook at how much have I got from the relationship to want to continue it. And so this person may take on a different tangent on what role they are playing, the relationship they are in, the project they are in, the team that they are working with, or the organization that they feel they working with, and if they feel differently about it. It is the eye-opening phase of their life. The person may become more spiritual in how they look at life from now on. The person may visit spiritual places and find solace. If they are giving up on some relationship or partnership, if it doesn't serve them, then they may want to take time off and may want to ruminate over the decision. This person may like to gain lost ground on some of the opportunities. They have lost some of the connections they have lost, while they have not been able to focus on where they are just giving up because of Ketu being there. They may also reconnect to an old friend, rekindle an old relationship if they feel that they have not been true to the relationship and it was wiser to continue rather than giving up on the relationship, giving up on the friendship, giving up on the role. So this is a ground gaining placement rather than a losing placement when Jupiter is transiting over natal Ketu. Now when Jupiter is transiting over its own natal position, the natal position of Jupiter in the horoscope, so this is double expansion, double wisdom, but this is a return position for Jupiter, which means this is a very telling and very important period in life. All Jupiter returns are about waking up to a new learning, weighing the pros and cons of the life's lessons so far, relooking at what life's learnings have been from different situations they have faced so far, and how far have they come, what have they achieved or lost, what has been their life's learning from it. They may also reflect on their learning and even think of joining a course, a certification, follow a guru, or subscribe to some new learning, maybe to a new class, to a new channel to gain more. This person wants to get more experiential learning, more practical experiences rather than bookish learning. So this is a period of expansion in all areas of life. Learning, prosperity, abundance, luck, growth, all seem to come together when Jupiter is transiting over a well-placed Jupiter. If a Jupiter is the state of challenge, then the return transit is about stock taking, what has been achieved and what has been lost, and lessons learned from it. This is the start of another cycle, of yet another opportunity Jupiter gives you after the stock taking at what is at stake, what one needs to achieve, how one distinguishes losses from gains, how one relooks at relations, investments, life goals, etc. So a truly eye-opening and albeit a wise one at that. So friends, now that we have looked at Jupiter's transit over the natal position of other planets, including Jupiter in your natal placement in your natal horoscope, check back if Jupiter is transiting or will be transiting over any of the natal planets, and check what is the manifestation, what is the denotation, what is the learning, what are the new experiences, and what is the eye-opening and what are the stock-taking that Jupiter has been giving you, because Jupiter, the most beneficial planet, will bring about new opportunities to be able to manifest better results rather than losing ground. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.